Gaffer, you've signed a new 3-year deal here at the University of Bradford Stadium. How does that feel?
Really happy to commit the next 3 years. Myself and Chris had a brilliant time here in the last 20 months. I think obviously the success on the pitch, just tells half of the story of what we came here for and what we've achieved as a club so far. But it's the stuff off the pitch as well. The staff I work with every day, the support I've had from the people at the club, the players, the supporters, the whole package has been a great ride so far. But we're looking forward to good times ahead.
I guess it was a relatively easy decision then for yourself?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was something that Ryan had mentioned towards the end of the season, actually, before we'd actually achieved what we did. Just about sitting down in the summer and looking forward to what we could plan for. So when we obviously got the celebrations out of the way and the business of the players and everything, because the most important thing at the end of the season was to A, celebrate what we'd achieved, and then B, deal with all the players and make sure everything was right from that side. And then we sat down and got down to it. But to stay here, absolutely no doubt. I think we've enjoyed what we've done so far, but we feel the potential is there to grow again, and that's what we all want to try and bring to the club.
And when you look back on the scenes at the end of last season, obviously the days of celebration, how much does that spur you on to be successful again for these supporters? Yeah,
look, like I say, I think the initial sort of conversation between myself and Ryan was before that day. It was I think we'd both found a way of really working in close harmony and helping each other do our different roles. The staff we'd brought in, the squad we'd sort of built up, the future potential of what we could do if we could get over the line last season. It was all there. So for me, the success we had on the last day against Fleetwood, the scenes, it was rubber stamping really what I already knew, that this was a fantastic club with massive support, brilliant support, good players, good staff. It's not just the big moments that I enjoy every day. Coming into work is a joy for me, and I know Chris feels the same. So, but yeah, I think what it looked like on that last day really whetted the appetite for future success. But we know how hard we had to work to get that one.
You touched on it there. You said on your first day when you signed that the scope at this football club was endless for yourself and Chris. And how much does what you've done so far help reiterate that stance?
Yeah, I think any work you do, and I've spoke about this before, you need results to validate what you're trying to put in place, and when you're trying to convince people about what's possible. Along the way, you need little wins, you need small wins to keep people motivated, keep people ambitious. But ultimately, when you have a success like that, I think it gives everyone confidence that the work they put in, they'll get the rewards, and anything like that helps me do my job better and Chris do his job better and all the other staff. So, we're ambitious people. We're an ambitious club. I think we're a club with the potential to grow, to improve every aspect of being a successful football club. So the work is continuous, but we love working.
And we've seen that bond that you built at this football club with the supporters, the staff. How much of an influence is that when you're making a decision like this?
For me, I've been so fortunate to have a long career, first as a player, now as a manager. And what I've learned over the years is the people you build up relationships with, the times you have together, and it's not just the successful times. It's the times when you've been really challenged, and then you see the real core of who's with you, who's ready for the fight, who's ready to stand up. And I've been absolutely amazed how many people at this club are ready for that. Including the supporters in that. We've had real difficult moments, and I've had my fair share a criticism, which is par for the course in any professional sport. I don't take it personally. I think it's just passion for their club, passion for their football. But I've listened to that sometimes, and I've tried to, with Chris and the other staff, create a team that the supporters are proud of, that they represent them in the best way, and I think they've seen that certainly in the last 12 months, and certainly here at Valley Parade. And I think when you look back on your times, whenever you've been at a club as a player, as a coach, it's those emotional moments, those times when you realise what good people can do and can supersede expectations, supersede the odds. And I think we've shown that in abundance in the last 18 months. And now, like I keep saying, but it's really important that we have to keep looking forward. We have to keep driving the club forward, every aspect of it. Can we improve everything? But I believe we have the right people here, and I know for a fact that we have the support here as well.
And that's it, isn't it? That kind of bonding relationship doesn't build overnight. It's kind of what it takes time and a lot of commitment, and the next 3 years is a chance to really harness that, and the chance hopes to be successful again.
Yeah, look, I think anything that's worth anything in life is it takes time. You have to work hard. You have to prove yourself. We can all talk a great game here, but it's what you do. It's not what you say you'll do. So I'm not one for big statements when I come into a club, or to supporters, to media, even to the players on day one. We just tell them how we're going to work, and then we stick to it. We're consistent with how we do things, and I believe that brings a consistency to the team, to players. I think the supporters over time saw what we were trying to build through tough times, which I've spoke out many times. But we all showed, I think, as a club, all the people showed the right signs of being proper competitors, proper people that were always going to stand up to that challenge. And I believe in human beings always overcoming obstacles, and I think that's what we've done, and I think we'll continue to do. And I think this club has done it for decades, really.
And that's it, isn't it? On your first day, you said whether you're here 24 hours or years, you'll be all in at this football club for the time you're here. And the hard work you've carried out by you and the team has been clear and evident on the pitch as well, hasn't it? Yeah,
well, look, that's it. I think I had the same conversation with the team at half-time against Oldham, about feeling good about yourself at the end of the day. And you can only do that, in my opinion, when you've put everything into your day. Not whatever your job, whatever your relationship is or whatever, just put everything into it. And you can go to bed at night and think, well, I gave it everything I got. What more is than your best? So I said that because I knew I could stick to it. And no other promises about results or anything. No one can guarantee that. But you can guarantee the effort you put in, the commitment you put in. And I'm talking about myself, Chris, the staff that we have every day, the players at the training ground. It's all about that. The staff here at Valley Parade as well, you guys. It's all about what you put into it. And I think we've got a great core of people at this club that want the best for themselves, they want the best for their teammates and their workmates and their work colleagues. And if we keep doing that, and there'll be challenging times ahead, but if we always understand that and believe in ourselves, then future success is there for us to grasp.
You've obviously played at the highest level. You've been in very high pressure situations throughout your career as a player and a manager. Obviously managing your team in front of 20,000 fans on a weekly basis here, heading to the challenge of next season. How much does that hunger even grow when you look at the tougher challenges ahead?
It's excitement, really. I don't see it as pressure. I see it as excitement. I think every kid that aspires to be a player aspires to play in full stadiums, in big pressure games, in games that mean something, and we have that opportunity here every week. And so it's it's something that when I first took the job, myself and Chris spoke privately about what it could be in 18 months' time, in 2 years' time, 3 years' time. But you got to start on day one, and you got to start putting the building blocks in place. But what happened at the end of the season was a culmination of a thought process, and it was here before as well. It's not like we've just come in here and injected ambition into this club. I think it was here before, but obviously getting over the line and getting success was a great achievement by everybody. But I think it's just something that it's an excitement around the place that we felt at the end of last season, that we felt during the summer, and throughout the build-up of pre-season. We've been looking forward to next week and the whole of next season. But tough challenges are always ahead. We never get relaxed where we think something's going to be easy, but we're always prepared for it, and what will be will be.
You mentioned Chris Lucketti there. How important is it for yourself to have him alongside you for the next 3 years in the dugout?
Well, look, regardless of where it is, I think Chris will always be next to me. That's the reality. And whenever I've gone into a new club or met people, I've always insisted that Chris is the guy with me. I think we work so well together. We built up a bank of trust from our playing days. Excuse me. We built up a way of working through our coaching days, where we were very inexperienced when we first started together. Not much coaching experience between us all, between us both. But we knew how to work well every day. We learned what each other's characters were about. So I know what's best for Skip sometimes. He definitely knows what's best for me sometimes, and keeps me on the straight and narrow. But he's always upfront and honest. Whenever I ask him a question, he doesn't hide away from the truth. And you need that as a manager. You need that one person that's always going to be your constant, because ultimately over the last decade or so, worked with many different people, different CEOs, different owners, different coaches, different players. But the one constant has been Chris, and he's very important to me. And I enjoy working with him every day.
You mentioned his importance there. That consistency that builds is not only important for yourself, but also for the team on the pitch as well, isn't it, in the changing room?
I think it's important for everybody. Consistency of behaviour, consistency of the language you use, your thoughts, because football is very volatile. It's very up and down. It's a roller coaster. Everyone knows that. But if you go with the flow all the time, you can have a really topsy-turvy life and topsy-turvy career. So I think myself and Chris, I don't think we were spectacular players, but we were very consistent in what we gave to our teams, what we gave to our teammates, our managers, and the supporters that supported the clubs we play for. And we've tried to bring that into our management sort of philosophy, because I think players respond off that. They want to know where they stand. They want to know how you're going to behave in certain situations. And I think if you're volatile, I think it adds into the team. And I spoke about it 14 months ago or so, that we needed to bring consistency to this team. We could have great results, but also really poor results. And I think over the last 12 months, I think we've had more positive than negative.
There's still obviously a job at hand here for yourself, but when you reflect on the 18 months you've had so far, obviously we're quite proud of what you've achieved, but where does it rank in your managerial career so far?
Look, I think everything, I'm really respectful. I've always been respectful of the jobs you've done previously, even when I was a player. I don't like comparisons, because every success you have is really special. So there's no such thing as a sort of a success that came, a promotion that didn't really mean anything. They all mean something to us all. But what I said on the day when we won promotion here, that was the best moment of my career. I stick by that. I 100% stick by that. The challenges that myself and Chris have faced over the last decade or so, and over our whole careers really, but certainly over the last decade in management, because it's a new, even though it's the same sport, it's a new job for us. It's completely different from playing. But the challenge we'd faced here in Bradford as a football club as a whole, not just myself and Chris, but as a whole, for us to all come through that made it so special to achieve it in that way on that day. With the whole emotion around it, about the anniversary and all that. That was just something that I know it will live with people for decades to come, and we've played our small part in that. And so, yeah, it's such a special occasion for myself and my family, and I know Chris is the same. But we've shared it with thousands and thousands of people, and I think that's what makes it better.